Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to all of you being connected remotely. After a week on the Salon, what are the new products, the novelties, and what are the trends observed? To answer these questions, please welcome on stage our four experts.
Voilà. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this panel discussion on novelties and trends. I am joined by an expert panel of watch lovers and knowledgeable people.
Calm down.
Yeah.
It's Sunday morning.
But yeah, exactly. Let me introduce myself first. My name's Sophie Furley. I'm editorial director of WorldTempus. I'm a journalist. And let me now introduce the gang. So right on the end here, we have Jean-Christophe Teignier, who is from the Fine Watch Club. He's Secretary General of the Fine Watch Club. If you are not aware of this organization, it's a watch lovers club. It's open to everyone. And he's been here all week doing tours with his members all around the show. So he's seen a ton of watches. How many do you think you've seen? Ballpark.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
It's like I don't remember how many watches I've seen. Too many, and plenty of novelties. Plenty. We're gonna talk about it, but it's great.
Definitely.
It's a great show.
We're going to see them in a minute. Now, in the middle, we have Marie de Pimondon, who's co-editor-in-chief of GMT magazine, editor-in-chief of Lady by GMT, also GMT XXL. She's written for some of the most well-known French language publications in Switzerland. I can mention Le Temps, you may have heard of them, Tribune des Arts. I sometimes get the chance to translate her work into English, and she has such a beautiful style. I'm in absolute admiration of Marie. So why don't we give her a round of applause? What do you say? There we are. And you too, Jean-Christophe.
I'm really happy to be here.
I didn't get it.
Now, last but not least is Jordi Bellido, who is managing editor of WorldTempus. We actually work together. He's a multifaceted, multi-talented journalist. You can read him in print, online. You can watch him on YouTube, follow him on the networks. And he's also a good friend. And we had a little empty chair problem 2 days ago, and he was willing to come in on his day off, get up early, Sunday morning, put on his suit, and come and join us. So for that, I think he definitely deserves a big round of applause. What do you say? Now, when we were asked to do this panel 2 months ago, or at least 2 months for you two, yesterday for you, but we were asked to talk about trends and novelties, but the problem is we didn't know what the trends and novelties were until Monday when we walked through the door, and we probably weren't really getting a sense of it until Wednesday. So we met up midweek and we're like, okay, what are we going to talk about? And we thought, well, rather than give you a PowerPoint presentation and make you feel like you're already in the office Monday morning, we'll do something a little different. So I've asked each of our panelists to take 10 photos from their iPhones, photos that they've taken of watches this week, and share them with you. So these are their top watches. And we're going to kick off with Jean-Christophe and your top 10. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's see for the first photo.
I think it should be.
Oh, no, it's Jordi
No,
first.
it's me. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is your list.
No, I did
Sorry.
not pick that one. I love it as well, but it's
Yeah.
So here you have the Zenith DeFi Skyline. This is a new collection Zenith launched last year. I mean, it's very recognizable thanks to the pattern on the dial. And this year they're launching it in black ceramic. So I feel like ceramic has been like, we've been seeing a few watches lately, and this year you can also see at the Chanel the whole J12 collection. So I feel like this is something we might see more and more in the future. And it's kind of a sporty watch, so it is very, like this material is very resistant to scratches, and it's very useful for daily use. So I think this might be an interesting thing to follow.
One to go and look at. OK, let's see. Number 2.
Number 2, so this is Van Cleef & Arpels, the Lady Fairy Or Rose watch. The first iteration of this watch was actually launched. It was in 2020 in a white gold and with blue enamel. And I'm happy that they're bringing back this watch, this time in rose gold and pink enamel. There is like Van Cleef is known for all the métiers d'art. It's a very fairy world. And what's interesting on this watch is that the minutes are indicated through a retrograde system. And the retrograde system is something I've been seeing on the fair this year. So, for example, you have on the Hublot MP13 watch, it's actually a bi-retrograde. So it is used for hours and minutes. And you can also see it at Vacheron Constantin on the whole overseas retrograde collection. But this for Vacheron, sorry, it is on the date. So I mean, it's nice to see one like function system used in different ways through the fair.
No, I couldn't agree more. No, but what's the time on this watch so people can understand? Because it does take a while to figure it out.
So, yeah, you have the hours just next to the knee of the ferry, and then the minutes are indicated through the wand.
Okay.
And it's when it gets to 60, it jumps back to 0. So that's the retrograde.
Oh, that's nice. So what's that, 150 it looks like? If I'm not,
so it's 150, yeah.
Yeah, great. Now, I'm sorry, we apologize for the quality of the photographs. They're not
my picture, sorry.
clear, but these are really photos that we took around. It's like us out in the field doing our job, right? Okay, all right, moving on. Number 3. Oh, this one.
Parmi Jenny Fleurier, yes, Tonda PF Minute Rattrapante. So since the launch of this collection, the Tonda PF collection in 2021, I feel like Parmigiani, keeps innovating. They went quite fast. And last year they launched GMT Rattrapante, and this time it is minute one. So it works in a different way, but I feel like it's they went super fast since the launch of the collection, and it's always a pleasure. You're gonna see something new when you get there.
That's right, and they won 5 prizes.
This one is Fleurier quality as well. Fleurier level.
Wow. Yeah, they won 5 Grand Prix GPHG prizes last year. So, do you think this one is a good contender, maybe for this year? Possibly. We'll see.
Possibly.
All right. Next one for Jordi. Oh, now this is nice. What's this?
Yes, this is Gégère Lecoultre, so the Reverso. I'm a big fan of this brand. So this is the Tribute Small Seconds. I feel like burgundy color, burgundy and red. We've been seeing this color, this color, sorry, on the fair this year. You have the Panerai Radiomir, Roger Dubuis Monovortex watch. So we've been seeing the red color, but I feel like it's a more subtle way now, in more sophisticated way, and it's we can see it more and more.
Exactly.
That's what I feel personally, and also the shape of it. So this is the iconic shape of Gégère, iconic watch. So this rectangular or even a square shape. I've been seeing it more this year than last year, for example. You have it on the Van Cleef & Arpels Ludo Secret watch. And also, what's interesting is that brands that were not making square watches, started making them. For example, Hublot. I don't know if you saw last year they launched a new collection, the Square Bang, and this year they keep developing it. So it's I feel like they're trying to not keep up, but
I get it,
play the game and just.
That's interesting.
And maybe this rectangular shape, it has a vintage look, And I know that this has been trending over the last years.
Yeah, definitely. The vintage is clearly a trend that we have been seeing more and more. And the sizes as well are getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, is that something you've seen? Because personally, I've noticed that the sizes have come right down.
Yeah.
I've even seen men's watches at 36 millimeters.
Yes, I guess it's because of this trend going back to retro style, neo-vintage, we can call it maybe, and also the no-gender trend, which is great for ladies as well, because we can now wear timepieces that we were not able to wear before because of this very big size, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's great for us. Yeah. All right, Jordi, let's.
So next, here is Cartier Ballon Bleu Certi Vibrant. So they launched it a few years ago, but it's nice to see it back because it's a new way of displaying diamonds on a dial. So the diamonds on this Certi Vibrant, on the dial, they are set on springs and they're moving in a kind of free way, not as free as the Chopard Happy Sport, but it's a new way of letting.
So what do they tremor or
tremble
exactly. Like this, catching the light?
And yeah, so we see like, I mean, at Piaget, for example, like set watches, like they're set like on the dial, on the bezel, on the case, on the bracelet. Well, Piaget, like, I mean, they're experts in gem settings. But also, there is Tag Heuer. Last year, they launched the plasma watch with synthetic diamonds. And this year, they are like presenting this watch again, but like with diamonds on the bracelet. So
Oh, wow.
not as much as this Cartier watch, but like, you know,
Still
it's like
looking.
still like a surprise to see brands like Tag Heuer that have a more maybe sporty DNA, like see them like doing it.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right. Now, what's
And then,
this?
well, I was talking about Tag Heuer. I thought I had to put a Carrera watch in my selection because this is the 60th anniversary of the Carrera model. I mean, the color, it's a kind of, we'd say like kind of discreet blue. But what's nice is that for this anniversary piece, they added a tourbillon in the watch. So I think it was worth mentioning. And you can see on the background like a former Carrera watch. I mean, I got it in 2015. This is this one. And I mean, you can see like there is like design is slightly changing, but
Okay, we're going to have to speed up a little bit
Yes,
so we have
sorry.
time for everyone. So the next two I'm going to show together because it's the same brand.
so we have, yeah,
So
Rolex.
this one?
These two, Oyster Perpetual.
This one?
Yeah, like everyone has been talking about them.
Yeah,
It
but-
was I was really surprised about like these two watches. It is a nice surprise. I didn't expect that coming from.
I know it's a big talk, but at the end, it's nice decoration, nice paintings. I don't like it. You like it? Great.
I like it. I want
You like
one.
it? No, it's fun for Rolex.
fan.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's surprising.
No, it's surprising, but I feel like with this one, the Jigsaw, they're like embracing like not current technology, but like the way we are communicating now.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they're really doing something different. And it's a year of colors. I feel like I
Yeah.
saw a lot of pink, for example, at Chapek,
Yeah.
or even
Patek Philippe, they have a fuchsia watch.
yeah,
and
Tag
Oris have-
Heuer. So it's like
Yeah. I think the
year
colors
of
are
bright
fun.
colors. Yeah.
I think as we're coming out of the pandemic, we want to have fun, and this is just a great expression of that. We want to have color and fun back in our lives. And so, excellent. Right, I think we have one more.
Yeah,
for
one
you.
more. Patek Philippe. This is the Pilot. Sorry, I have the name. Travel Pilot Travel Time Chronograph. It is the first time that they're adding chronograph in their Pilot-style watches. And what I wanted to talk about is the color. Green. I mean, vivid green has been trending over the last years.
Yeah.
We can't argue like
Yeah,
this kind of green.
I'm on theme.
And I feel like now we're getting to a more like discreet one. It's more like a khaki hue. You can see it for example, last year, Jaeger released the Polaris watch.
Yeah.
Or here at the fair, you have the Panerai Radiomir California, or even the Vacheron Constantin Traditionnel Tourbillon.
Okay.
So I mean, like, you see it, like, it's a different shade of green.
Okay, now I asked each of you to come up with a booth not to miss. So while you're here, there's certain booths you absolutely have to go to, and this is Jordi's choice.
Yes,
Now,
so this is
what
at
is
the Ulysse Nardin booth. It's like you can see on the floor there is a replica of the Freak One, the watch they are launching this year. And it's just like a way for me, like it's a kind of a like funny picture. We had fun when we were taking it. Just a way to for people not to forget that, I mean, watchmaking is driven by history, tradition, but it is a fun industry in the end. So
Excellent. Now, for your last picture, we've been seeing a lot. You'd think that watches is quite a sort of geeky, serious world, but we've had celebrities here all week. We've seen Julia Roberts, who was sitting, I think, in this chair.
That's a new
George.
Yeah, there was Roger Federer here. I'd heard rumors, I don't know if David Beckham, I'm not. Anyway, there have been a lot of stars. Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho as well.
yeah.
And Jordi
David
also
Beckham.
saw a star that he wanted to share with you because this is the fun part of our job too. So Jordi, tell us about this picture.
Yeah,
Who is-
so actually you can see me, WorldTempus editor-in-chief Suzanne Wong, and in the background, British singer Sophie Ellis-Bextor. So it was one of the evenings we had the chance
Yeah.
to attend. And for me, this picture is like a way to tell people that watchmaking keeps up with time.
Yeah.
It is like with society, it's like evolving. Everyone like they're involved. Like watchmaking is involved in music, art, environment. We have Rolex, perpetual planets, and everything. So like it's not a world that is disconnected to reality. I was told that, and I had to disagree. So it was just to show that.
Okay. Oh, it's lovely. Right. Well, thank you so much, Jordi, for your selection. Now we're going to move on to Marie's top 10. So here we go, your first picture.
Okay, let's go with the Tudor Black Bay 54. I really like this watch, I have to admit that, because 54 is not saying anything about the size of the watch. It's the diameter is 37, which is really great for my wrist. Actually, it reflects. It's a reference to the first diving watch ever made by Tudor, which had the same size, and it's again about this neo-vintage trend, which is still very.
Yeah, it's still very, very current. We have a funny story about this watch, and you actually. Jordi and I went to Tudor the day after you, and they told us that you put the watch on, and you wouldn't take it off, and then you refused to try on anything else.
That's true.
You didn't listen to any of the presentation. You were absolutely, what do they say in French, a coup de foudre.
Yes,
Is this true?
And it's very interesting too, because it encapsulates manufacturer caliber. Tudor opened its doors at the manufacturer in Le Locle a week ago, or 10 days ago for the first time, and I could see how they manufacture their movement, and it's really cool and interesting, like the perfect link between handcrafting and technology.
Okay,
So.
wonderful. Right, let's see what you have next. What's this?
Again, this is a watch that I really loved. This is the Radiomir Quaranta Goldtech, if I remember it well. I'm very happy to see this collection back in Panerai's offer. Because for the 2 or 3 past years, they focused a lot on the submersible watch, which is a bold design made for big wrists with people with muscles and testosterone a lot. So this one is really timeless, very elegant, and it's the thinnest watch that they have ever made. It's the size is 37 millimeters, and it also reflects the technology in materials and the innovation. They are. Sorry.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. No,
this is Goldtech. This is a special gold.
It looks good on your wrist too.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Now this one's interesting.
Yes.
Explain what's happening here, because it looks a little strange.
This is a capsule collection from Chanel. This one is called or cybernetic.
Ah, okay.
A few years ago, I met the creative director of Chanel, of watchmaking in Chanel, who told me that he was really impressed when he started his job at Chanel, because he had to. He remembered the J12 that was launched in 2000 as like something breaking the rules, and he had to work on it and to try to make it more still trendy, and you still have to improve your products even if they are iconic. And he was like, you know, a bit embêté. He didn't know what to do with it, and now he has like, you know, he's more like in a freestyle.
Yeah.
And it talks about also Chanel was one of the first to be able to master ceramic, which is really a hard material to.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a stand to go and visit, because they have so many different models and so much creativity based on just this one model. It's really quite astounding, and it's a beautiful booth with lots of space. So definitely pop in there. Okay, we need to speed up a bit, Mary, because we've still got quite a few pictures to.
I know.
So now, Patek Philippe,
Patek
a
Philippe.
favorite of everyone. What's this one?
Calatrava Travel Time. Calatrava is a very classic collection. And this one, I like this one because it's very classic with a twist. So it's two different, it's a GMT time with a 24 hours display. What is interesting on this watch is that you can see that there is the 6 at 9 or the 18 at 3 o'clock. So the way you read the time is different. You don't have to display night and day on the dial as it is usually done on this kind of watches. But I guess that, well, you have to consider that from 6 to 18 it's the day. And from 18 to 6, it's the night.
Yeah.
So, and I guess that if you can afford this kind of watch, you are able to read the time properly without reading the right numbers.
Yeah, exactly. But this is quite unusual because normally for a 24-hour dial, you'd have the 24
Exactly.
at the top, and they've put it at the
And it's
bottom.
inspired by an historic piece that is at their museum.
Okay, I did not know that. All right, here we go. Now this is a pretty little thing.
Yes, because when you go to a fair like this one, you see wonders.
Yeah.
You see timepieces that talk about craftsmanship, techniques, innovation, but it's also about people. And behind this piece, which is the Beauregard Lily button,
Bouton, yeah.
Bouton. There is a guy called Alexandre Beauregard who has 1 foot in Quebec and 1 foot in Geneva, and he handcrafts, he sets these beautiful stones himself on each dial to make beautiful flowers with coral, what else?
All different semi-precious stones that he uses, right?
Yes, and these people are really passionate. This guy is passionate. He came to his booth with his wife, his son, and his daughter,
yeah.
and he's really. I hope he will meet success with this beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah, so if you're in, I think he's in the Le Carré. So definitely go and pop in. His whole family are there. They're all waiting for you to show you the watches. Definitely a place to stop by. Right, we're going to whiz through the others quickly.
Okay, very quickly.
So we give time for Jean-Christophe. So tell us which one's this?
Maybe we can stop after this one if you
Oh
want.
no, just give us. This is IWC. Okay.
This one is very interesting. Oh.
Okay, sorry. I can go back. Here we go.
Just a quick word on this one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The first engineer was released in 1955, and in 76, Gérald Janta, the very famous watch designer, recreated it. And now they are launching a new design inspired by the watch of 55, which is really great. This is a watch and a jewel at the same time from Van Cleef & Arpels, from the Perlé collection. It's really cool and nice and beautiful with the quartz, pink quartz on it. It's a secret watch, and it's very useful if you want to watch the time discreetly when you are getting bored, for example.
Okay. All right, we've got a couple more here.
Okay, Vacheron Constantin, Patrimony retrograde date, right?
That's what you were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
right, Jordi?
It's a very nice
The
piece.
retrograde.
A lot of retrograde display complications this year. They have 3 actually in 3 different collections, and I really love the Salmon dial, which is really trendy this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we have this on the
Reverso.
back and then this on the front.
Do you want
You do
Reverso as well?
Yeah,
Reverso
Reverso.
from Jaeger-LeCoultre. I like this one because of the this beautiful enameling Enamel Grand Feu. Help me, please.
No, do it in French. Everyone speaks French
Okay.
too, I'm sure.
Inspired by, it's an Art Deco pattern, which fits really, it's absolutely beautiful. I really loved it.
Okay, now,
Sorry, I
okay, that's the front. Now, for your superstar meeting, your celebrity, who did you see
yes, my
in
son,
the city?
Yes, my son was really proud of me just to be able to say, oh, I met this guy. This is the guy from La Casa de Papel, and I met him.
Oh, wonderful.
That's
Now, we have
cool.
one more fun.
That was fun.
We have one more fun photo from you. And what is happening here?
Oh, it's one of our colleagues who has been filming and all all
It's
the
hard
things
work
with-
here.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's really hard work.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was just lying there. I was running to an appointment, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "What the? Oh!"
Oh,
So
that's fun. Yeah, we all
this
need a
was really
break.
intense.
Right, over to you, Jean-Christophe.
All right.
So what do we have here?
I mean, it's like we have 4 minutes left, so I want to give you my 4 trends. Small is beautiful, so the sizes are reduced. We are going vintage. First. Second, less is more. Simple watches, no more crown, simple dial. Third, power is shared. We made it. We said it earlier. Ladies' watch or men's watch, whatever. We share, we cross, we exchange. And third one, or last one, sorry, the fourth one, elegance is the spirit, and it goes in different mind. So starting with Hermès, H08, chrono, monopusher, Vaucher movement, module by Dubois Desprats, great job. Boom.
Next one.
Cartier, Santos Dumont, skeleton, micro rotor with a nice decoration. Here it's more poetry than anything else. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a micro rotor. Last year, Cartier came with a really strong innovation. Here it's more a very nice design, very elegant. Ulysse Nardin, the Freak One. When I'm saying less is more, you have no more crown on that watch. No more dial, no more hands. So it's a different concept of reading time.
Yeah, what's interesting was that with all your lists, you all gave me your photos, and they were all different,
Ouais.
apart from this watch. All 3 of them chose this watch, but nothing else was the same, so it's interesting. So go check that out. And you can go on the booth as well and lie down and take your pictures. Right, sorry, Jean-Christophe. What's
Chapek, revival. You might know that Patek Chapek history together. So Chapek is a second brand, independent. You should check as well the independents. They are doing such a great job. That's the Antarctic. I mean, out of stock. You're running after pieces like that.
Okay.
Next,
Okay.
Grand Seiko. You know, Grand Seiko is really not really well known for the job they are doing. The design is made in Japan. There is a craftsman doing there. I mean, fantastic job. Go and see there.
I'm going to stop you a second because Georgie and Marie had a whole mix of like masculine watches and feminine watches. I feel this is like is this your Christmas list? Are you getting ready for Santa? Like, these are the
Give
watches
it to
you
me
would
now.
buy if you could.
Don't forget me, Jordi. It's coming soon. And my birthday is in May.
Okay.
Langenzone, flyback, you know, chrono, flyback. You don't even see the pusher. It's well integrated. Very, very nice story. Minerva, the manufacturer of Mont Blanc. Go and check it. You know, it's hidden. The Patek collectors are going there to sneak around. It's for the first time, and this is the chrono monopusher, but they have the same version where basically that's the bezel starting the movement, stopping, and getting it back. It's a world first. I mean, Mont Blanc, Minerva, going there.
Okay.
Patek, obviously, and Guillochet, Minute Repeater on that one. Okay, that's top of the world. I wish one day I could buy one. I'm gonna have to sell one kid. It's okay. I have to.
Okay.
Less is more, or let's say that's the tendency. Elegance is a spirit and a state of mind. I found that piece of Roger Dubuis super funky. It's called the Black Light, so you go in discotheques, just like me every night. Look at me. And, you know, it's really nice. It's a very indifferent, it's a skeleton movement, micro rotor. Go and check their booth, go and check their product. Fantastic.
Okay.
Tag Heuer, black glass box, the 60 years of the Tag Heuer Carrera Chrono, vintage. So less is small, it's 38, 39 millimeter, really cool.
Okay, now we come to your booth, your favorite booth.
Yeah, Chanel.
Now, what is happening here? Is this a real woman?
Yeah, Chanel, so elegant. Yeah, really classy. Not me, but definitely the model.
Yeah. This is not a real person, it's actually a mannequin.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and the last picture. Sorry we've been racing through, but we have a countdown timer here, and it's like putting pressure on Jean-Christophe. I can see you watching it. But we're right there, last picture. Now, what's happening
That's
here?
my late show. I mean, I met nobody is famous, so maybe me. Who knows?
Brilliant.
No, even my mother doesn't
You met
recognize me.
You met us.
Yeah, I met you guys.
Thank you so much. We've seen, I think, 35 pictures. That was pretty good in 30 minutes. So well done. I hope that for you, that's given you some ideas to what to look out for as you're walking around the fair. We're now going to open the floor up to questions. If anyone has any comments, something to share, or if you have a question, fire away. Hands up, no. Well, I have one last question for you guys. Of your list, we have a question over at the back. Can we get a microphone? Or come up the front.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly, we have a question.
Yeah.
They are not used to it.
Yeah, come up,
Good.
come up.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So is the world of watchmaking, looking to the future, or is it still staying in sort of a traditional space, right? Anyone want to go for that?
I mean, what we have seen, and guess you're a superstar, guys. We have seen that they are going into new movements. They are going into new materials. I did not put Chopard in my list, but they go with a new steel recycling. Hermes is going with fiberglass. So there is really, in terms of R&D, they are pushing the limits. They are even inventing movements. I mean, the watchmaking industry started in like 15th century, and we are still inventing things. So, and we are missing employees, we are missing collaborators in that field. So it's moving on and increasing.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, so I have one last one. On your lists, your 10 watches each, if you had 10 seconds and you could have any one, which one would you take? Jean-Christophe.
Patek World Time.
Okay, Marie.
Panerai Radiomir.
Yeah, Jordi.
Parmigiani Fleurier.
Great choices.
What about you, Sophie?
Oh, the Rolex, the
bubble one.
The bubble one I thought was so sweet, but I love colors, as you can see. Thank you so much for joining us for this moment. It's been a pleasure to spend this moment with you, and have a wonderful day.
And now gonna run and see all the booths and all the watches. Huh? Don't stay here.
Yeah.
The
Now
fun is outside.
Go and explore.
Sorry, I should have said that probably for the organization, but that's true.